The Comeback. Hollywood, California. Spring 1968. The Sunset Boulevard offices of TV producer Steve Binder.
I don't know, Steve. To be honest, I'm terrified of facing a live audience again.
But you're Elvis Presley. What are you afraid of?
For nearly 10 years, I've been kept away from the public. I'm not sure they're going to like me now. I may have waited too long.
I've got an idea. Let's go outside for a while and see what happens. We've been standing out here for over an hour. No one has even looked at you twice. You need this TV special. TV is what made you a household name in the first place. This special will remind everyone why you're the king of rock and roll. But you're going to have to trust me.
All right. Maybe I've spent too much time making movie after crummy movie.
At the movies.
When I was younger, I used to dream about being in the movies. I'd go see them all the time. Westerns, comedies, dramas. So when I made it big as a singer, and Hollywood wanted me, I was ready. My movies started out okay. I was playing dramatic parts, like in my first one, Love Me Tender. I even got to play a death scene at the end. Only problem was, I had to sing in every picture I made. Sometimes that worked, like in Jailhouse Rock, or King Creole. Man, even the people who hated my singing thought my acting was good in that one. I got back from serving in the military in 1960. Then I played a singing army sergeant in GI Blues. Soon after that, the budgets for my movies got smaller, and the scripts got dumber. I was singing duets with myself and kissing cousins. Harem Scarum was real bad. My manager almost talked the producers into adding a talking camel for laughs. And I don't know how many singing race car driver movies I've made. Trust me, the only thing worse than watching a bad movie is being in one.
If I Can Dream.
You're right, Steve. I've got to get back to my roots. Tell me what I need to do.
For the special to work, I need to know what you want to sing.
I want to sing more than greatest hits. And I don't want to do movie songs like Do the Clam either. I want to sing music that excites me. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand. I like rock and roll, country, and I've always loved gospel music. When I was a little boy, I sang in the choir at the Assembly of God Church in Tupelo, Mississippi. I tell you, Steve, that music and the preaching stayed with me. For a while, I thought I might even become a preacher. But I knew there was a better way to share my feelings. I was 10 years old when I entered a state fair talent contest. I was never nervous while singing in church, but this was different. Old Shep, he has gone where the good doggies go. I came in 5th place. I won $5 and free rides. Steve, for this TV special, I need a song that incorporates everything about me. While I can dream, please let my dream come true right now. I need a real showstopper.
What do you think of the song?
I love it. There's a real message of hope in those words. But this was a closed set. Next, I have to get ready to sing for a live audience again.
Now or Never. Burbank, California, June 29, 1968. A soundstage at NBC Studios.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Binder, but Elvis wants to see you in his dressing room.
Now? We're about to start shooting the live part of the show. Are the bleachers full?
Yes, sir, around 400 people. The Elvis fan clubs wouldn't miss this.
You wanted to see me, Elvis?
Close the door. We need to talk. Steve, I've changed my mind. I'm not going on. It won't work.
Of course it's going to work. Audiences love you. They just need reminding of who you are.
But what if it's just too late?
Elvis, you have to go out there. Just think back to when you first started your career.
My Happiness. Memphis, Tennessee, July 18, 1953. Memphis Recording Studios, home of Sun Records.
Hello. I'd like to make one of those $4 records.
First come, first serve, son. Take a seat, and we'll fix you right up as soon as we're able. I'm Marion Keisker, the office manager. What's your name?
Elvis, ma'am. Elvis Presley. I've been saving up to make a record for my mama. Her favorite song is My Happiness.
Well, you get 2 songs for your $4. Be thinking of another one you want to record. What kind of singer are you?
I sing all kinds.
Who do you sound like?
I don't sound like nobody.
Mr. Sam Phillips.
Sam, I thought you might want to hear this.
He's good, but the boy needs a lot of work. He also needs a real guitar player.
So Sam Phillips, the man who produced your first records, didn't like your guitar playing?
I was terrible.
Elvis, meet Scotty Moore and Bill Black. They'll be backing you up while we figure out your sound.
We messed around looking for a hit single for months. We tried slow songs, fast songs, country songs, but nothing worked. But then, one hot summer night...
That song! What in the devil are you doing?
We don't know.
Well, find out real quick and don't lose it. That's the sound I've been looking for. Let's put it on tape.
Listen up, cats. This is Daddy-O Dewey Phillips coming at you with the latest and the greatest. This here is the new single from Sun Records by a local boy named Elvis Presley. Name of the song is That's Alright.
Elvis on Tour.
Once that first record hit, Mr. Phillips wasted no time in getting us out on tour. We drove all through the South, appearing on the Grand Ole Opry and the Louisiana Hayride. Everywhere we went, girls were screaming at me. I didn't understand why until we played the Overton Park Shell in Memphis. We were opening for Slim Whitman. I wasn't expecting much. The newspaper even misspelled my name as Elvis Presley. I never heard such noise. They would get even louder when I wasn't singing. Scotty, what's got all the girls so excited tonight?
It's your leg, man. The way you're shaking your left leg.
I was becoming a headliner in the South, but Colonel Tom Parker saw bigger things for me. He promised me that if I signed him as my manager, I'd be a superstar.
Television, movies. Son, there won't be a person in the country who doesn't know who Elvis Presley is.
Superstardom. The Milton Berle Show. June 5th, 1956.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
The Colonel was good to his word. Once I was on TV, they started calling me Elvis the Pelvis. Of course, some people thought the way I danced was wrong. Indecent, they called me.
There will be peace in the valley for me.
So when I was on the Ed Sullivan Show, they only showed me from the waist up. I don't believe Mr. Sullivan cared how I moved. The Colonel got $50,000 for 3 appearances on the show. I think that was some kind of record. Meanwhile, the Colonel and RCA Records bought my recording contract from Sam Phillips for $35,000. They gave me $5,000 as a signing bonus. I took the money and bought Mama a new Cadillac. My new single for RCA, Heartbreak Hotel, was also my first gold record. The album sold more than 1 million copies. During my first year at RCA, my songs accounted for more than 50% of the label's sales. The #1 hits kept coming. Hound Dog, Don't Be Cruel, Teddy Bear, Jailhouse Rock, All Shook Up. Between the songs, the TV shows, the movies, and the tours, I was being mobbed everywhere I went.
Private Elvis.
You were the first to do a lot of things in rock and roll.
I know. My life has been like a dream with a V8 engine. For the first few years, I had it all. Money, worldwide fame. I even bought my own mansion. From the moment I first laid eyes on Graceland, I knew it was the only home for me. Then I received my draft notice for the Army. On March 24th, 1958, I reported to the Memphis Draft Board. People were expecting me to mess up. They thought I couldn't take being in the Army. I was determined to go to any limits to prove otherwise, not only to the people who were wondering, but to myself. If I hadn't been stationed in Germany, I never would have met Priscilla Wagner. I did all right for myself. I made sergeant even. But I was ready to get out of the Army and come back home.
Mr. and Mrs. Elvis Presley.
Priscilla was young and stayed in Germany for years after I came home. But I never forgot her. I finally talked her parents into letting her move back to the States. I proposed to her right before Christmas in 1966. We got married in Las Vegas, May 1st, 1967. 9 months later, little Lisa Marie was born. In less than a year's time, I was a husband and a father. The world has changed in the last 10 years. I've changed, too. Steve, I haven't performed live since 1961. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do.
Well, I can tell you, Elvis, you go out there and save your career.
Live in concert.
Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. It's down at the end of Lonely Street at ℕ𝕠𝕧𝕖𝕝 Hotel. Been a long time, baby. Whew! Is this for me? Thank you, darling.
How is Lisa Marie doing?
Oh, she's fine. Tiny, though. Now, what song do you folks want to hear next?
What do you think, Bones?
I think giving Elvis a live audience is all he needed. The proof is out there on the stage. December 3rd, 1968. The premiere of the Elvis special on NBC takes the entire country by surprise. A reporter from TV Guide says about the performance, "This is the language, the only language he speaks. This man is a performer." Elvis makes a few more films, but for the first time in years, his recording career becomes his main focus. His songs become richer. His new music deals with social issues and deeper emotions. In September 1969, the song "Suspicious Minds" becomes his first #1 single in 7 years. He agrees to 4 weeks of live performances at the Hilton International Hotel in Las Vegas. Every show is a sellout. The King is back. As he enters the 1970s, Elvis reconnects with his audience and enters a new stage of his career. On January 14, 1973, Elvis, Aloha from Hawaii, is taped at the Honolulu International Center Arena. This special will be seen by nearly 1.5 billion people.